Hello, it's Dr Linet Amalie here, and welcome to A Minute with Dr Linet, trying to raise the consciousness of humanity one word at a time. This week's word is learn. Now learn, obviously there's two sorts of learning. There's the academic learning and the emotional learning, and today I'm going to focus on, because I work in mental health, I'm going to focus on the emotional learning. Emotional maturity comes with experience. I had a conversation with a client the other day and was discussing about behaviour patterns, learned behaviour, and appropriateness of these learned behaviours. Now, in society, people's behaviours have changed from 100 years ago when everything was a little bit more formal and there was a set structure in how people behaved. With the advent of social media, relaxation of different, social norms, people's behaviour has changed, and I suppose a little bit more accepting today in what it was, 50 to 100 years ago. The emotional maturity has not changed. This still is inherent in every single person. We learn from others. When we grow up, we have modelled behaviour by our parents, peers, and those around us, and this is how we base our emotional responses from what we see around us. So obviously in the last 50 years, this has changed. And again, with the advent of social media, TV shows, we then learn responses from what we see in those mediums. Having to think about what it is that's appropriate with what you're doing and your responses to stimuli when you actually come into contact with something is something to think about. It's almost like making a mountain out of a molehill, reacting in an overzealous way rather than just reacting normally. I suppose when you say normally, it is normal to standards of today rather than normal to standards of 50 years ago. Just to try and make sense of this a bit more. Overreaction to and being overly sensitive often is happening because of people believe this is the way that it should be. Please have a think about your reactions, your responses, emotional and otherwise, gauged on who you are socialising with and who you're looking at on social media. Sometimes the responses are not appropriate, and learning from these really gives you a false sense of security, I suppose. Taking yourself back to where it is you are in this point in time in your life and recognising your emotional responses to triggers that come to you is something to be mindful of. I'm going to stop it there, and just to be mindful of how you are when you're confronted with things. Okay. If you wish to connect, Dr Linet Amalie at drlinetamalie.com, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And until next week, have a great week. Bye.